Okay, so in this video, we're going to look at how to add your reminder emails. So in HubSpot, whenever you add in a new intro lecture, you also need to add in the follow-up emails so that anyone who signs up for an intro lecture will also get reminded approaching the lecture and also get a feedback email after the lecture is over. So what we want to do is first come to your TM Teacher page. Again, this might look different for you. You might have a different background and a different name, but the steps are still the same. So here we are at the TM Teacher page. If you don't know where that is, it's globaltm.org/tm-teacher. Okay, so here we are, and we'll scroll down a little bit to this blue box section here, and we'll click on this second option, add/change your workflows. Okay. So the first step to do, if you haven't done so already, is to add an intro lecture. In this case, so for example, say we've added a lecture on the 13th of June. So you'll come to this workflow here, and this is a template for your emails. And every time you add a new intro lecture, you also need to do this step too. So this is just a template for the workflows. So what you want to do is, first thing to do is clone this form. So over here you click more and then clone. And then we want to name this workflow. So usually what I just do is call it the name, you can call it whatever you like. So for example, I'll call this 13th of June intro lecture in Vietnam. Submit. So this has cloned the form, so your template is still unchanged, and now you have a new workflow to work with centered around the 13th of June. So now what we need to do is adapt this workflow to suit this intro lecture. So right now these dates are not correct. As you can see, we have June 5th here, June 5th. So we need this date to be the date of the intro lecture, which is the 13th. So first things first, you click on this little pencil. Common mistake is to click on one of these links, but that will take you somewhere else. So just click on this little pencil here. And we want to change, this first box is fine. It's just saying that everyone who fills out your introductory talks form gets enrolled in this intro lecture. The second step specifies that they've selected the June 5th thing. So this is what we need to change to the 13th. Wednesday the 13th of June at 5 p.m. Here we go. And then make sure you click done and also save. So this has now changed this first box, which is now the same as what the title is here, which is good. So this means that everyone who submits your introductory talks form and selects the 13th of June from the list will be enrolled in this workflow. So the second important thing to do is change this date here. See, it also is June 5th. So again, we'll click on this little pencil and we'll change this date. 13th of June. And save. So this is just showing an error because it's actually in the past for this example. So when you do this yourself, you won't have an error as long as you're doing this in the future. But just for this example, it's showing an error, but that's just how this is. And so then what this does is it centers this workflow around the date, the 13th of June. That means that all of these following steps revolve around the same date. So the email that's sent out before the event is sent, 48 hours before this. 2 days before, you get the introductory talk is today reminder email on the day of the 13th of June. So that's what you're doing. So first thing to do, to recap, is click on this add change or workflows button. It'll take you to a template which you will name your lecture. Then you change this first date here. Then you change the second date here, and then you click review. So I can't do this right now because this date is in the past. Let me just, for example. So once you're done, you click Review and you click Activate. And there, all finished.